Okay, welcome everybody. Hope everybody had a nice Labor Day weekend with family and friends. Want to kind of dive into things. It's the story is being discussed. Unfortunately, it's limited in the type of coverage that we're getting in our media outlets here. You really have to do some digging. And I can't stress this enough. If you continue just to rely upon cable news networks, I don't care if it's Fox News, I don't care if it's CNN, MSNBC, doesn't make any difference. You're missing the bigger picture in regards to some pretty major stories and events that are taking place around the globe. And again, I don't know if this is by design. I'll give an example. I was downstairs this morning, was having some coffee with my wife, and Fox News was on in the background, and almost the entire coverage had to deal with Donald Trump and Mar-a-Lago and this one and this expert's coming on and all this stuff. And not to say that these stories they shouldn't be covered, but there are bigger things, there are more important things than that right now. Just saying. With that being said, again, I have to say this often. I am an equal opportunity basher. I go after both sides. When I go after Donald Trump for whatever reason it may be, I get the nasty messages. When I support things that he had done and some of the policies, I get nasty messages. People, I can't stress this enough. You have to stop. You have to stop treating politicians like they're your own personal Lord and Savior. They're not. They're human beings and they're politicians and they work for us. That's their job. And good, bad, they're capable of making mistakes and doing stupid things. And if you can't get your arms around that, there's something wrong with you. You really are. You're going through life with horse blinders on. Don't do that. Anyway, that being said, I pulled something up. Because, again, the left, you'll never see this in the mainstream media right now. Trump was right. Everything that is taking place right now, Donald Trump called. Not only did Donald Trump call it, we did here on the program. For years, before Trump. We lamented. I mean, how is this fair that the United States, why do we have to bear the brunt? Why do we have to pay the freight for NATO? Why can't these countries that have significant GDPs just pay their share? They don't even have to, there's not even a dollar amount that they have to pay. It's based upon their gross domestic product. And the interesting thing is the countries that are actually paying their fair share for NATO tend to be some of the smaller countries. I'm going to take you back. This is Washington Post. I don't know if you remember this. Trump was obviously derided in all the mainstream outlets. This bumpkin, he's embarrassing the United States at the United Nations. Look at these Europeans. They're laughing at them. Remember this, 2018, September 25th, 2018. Out of President Trump's speech at the UN General Assembly on Tuesday, it probably wouldn't be the script that will be remembered by diplomats, but rather world leaders' laughter, caught on camera and shared in viral videos. One of them captured the amused reaction of the German delegation as Trump said, "Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers." German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas could be seen smirking alongside his colleagues. It's not the first time Trump has lashed out at Germany over its gas imports from Russia. During a NATO summit in July, he took aim at the Germans for the same reason, specifically singling out a planned 800-mile pipeline beneath the Baltic Sea called Nord Stream 2. Germany, as far as I'm concerned, is captive to Russia because it's getting so much of its energy from Russia. Trump told NATO Secretary General Jen Stoltenberg, also speaking on camera at the time. We have to talk about the billions and billions that's being paid to the country we're supposed to be protecting you against. Again, Washington Post, 2018. Germany is indeed Russia's biggest export market in Europe for gas, with a dependency that may grow further once Nord Stream 2 is finished. The pipeline would roughly double Russia's export volume via the Baltic route. At the time when this was going on, I was saying, listen, it's their country. If they want to head in this direction, fine. But then you know what? There has to be repercussions. We got to move bases. We got to rethink things. Okay, this is the direction you want to go. That's your choice. You just told them that's your choice. But all these countries there, they want their cake and eat it too, because that's what they get. Consecutive German governments have defended the plan, saying the offshore pipeline between Russia and Germany would cut energy costs and establish a reliable supply route. Nations such as Poland and Ukraine fear that Russia may be diversifying its gas routes into Europe to exploit its grid for political reasons. You mean like what's happening right now? Yeah, that's the ticket. We got problems with our pipeline. We're going to have to shut it down. Again, they're not even playing Tommy Flanagan, pathological liar. They basically said, yeah, we're just, you got sanctions on us. We're going to stop sending gas. Poland, Ukraine, other nations east of Germany hope that Trump's criticism will help make their case. German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Left loved her. Acknowledged for the first time in April that Nord Stream 2 was not driven by business interests alone, but also by political motivations. While she appeared to be opening up to criticism from Central and Eastern Europe in recent months, Merkel has not attempted to stop the plans. I go on and on. Trump's attacks haven't changed the calculus. Merkel responded that she may be in a better position to judge her country's dependence than the current U.S. president. Yeah, how'd that work out? How'd that work out? I don't know. Again, you'll read some of the headlines here. Russia admits weaponization of gas, halts NS1 shipments until sanctions lifted. Several people called this out because Russia is accusing the United States of weaponizing the dollar, the SWIFT banking system, not allowing them to get involved and actually, transfer cash. They say, oh, you're weaponizing the dollar. So now they're going to weaponize natural gas. Russia to keep. Nord Stream pipeline shut, citing mechanical problems. Liz Truss. See this story? The new Conservative Party leader, Prime Minister, the UK. She's drafting a 130 billion pound plan to freeze UK power bills. Yeah, we're gonna do bailouts, handouts, checks, and something that was almost dystopian. I mean, I'm a big fan of the UK television series. I know it's just UK. I think it originated out of there. Black Mirror. It's an interesting show, to say the least, series. But anyway, on one of the UK's big morning programs, kind of like their Fox and Friends, they actually had a wheel. Think of The Price is Right. The big wheel, where they were spinning a wheel. Callers would call in and they would spin a wheel, and they had different things on the wheel. One of them was power bills, where the network would pay for your power bills for the next 4 months. There was like £1,000, £3,000. It's 2022, last time I checked, right? You're the United Kingdom? Hey, seriously. And again, hey, listen, Listen, even this trust here, she wants to cut taxes, going back on Boris Johnson's payroll tax, lowering the corporate tax. She wants to do all this free market stuff. But again, has she backed away from this net zero bullshit? No. I was reading something this past weekend, and it slipped my mind where I heard it. What was it? Back in this, it had to be in the 70s. I don't remember the one. Was it Paul Masson? I forget. Remember Orson Welles? We will sell no wine before our time. Somebody pointed this out in a comment. I said, this is what they're doing with all of these green energy initiatives. You're selling it before their time. You're pushing it before their time. Italy's Salvini is breaking ranks. They got their little coalition. You got Matteo Salvini, and they put together with the other. What's the name of the other party in Italy right now? It'll come for me in a second. Meloni's in charge of it. Brothers of Italy, something like that. He's come out and he said this is stupid. Yeah, this is stupid. He says, urged an end to Russia energy sanctions, which are only leaving Europeans on their knees due to higher energy bills and lack of supply. Several months have passed and people are paying 2, 3, even 4 times more for their bills. And after 7 months, the war continues and Russian Federation coffers are filling with money. Again, this is just logic and reason. Okay, just intelligence here. We're using our heads. Not only are the sanctions not working, but they hit Italy harder. While saying he stands in solidarity with the Ukraine, he's not willing to stick with something obviously counterproductive. Again, this is what you have with global leadership. I mean, it's, going back to, Vietnam. I mean, everything we do. Okay, just doing stupid stuff and not stopping. War on terror, stupid stuff. I would just keep doing the same thing again and again. Let's just throw more money at the problem. Do we have to defend the Ukraine? Yes, but I would not want the sanctions to harm those who impose them more than those that are hit by them. Now, again, the Brothers of Italy leader here, they've got a coalition, this Giorgia Meloni. She really hasn't stepped out on this yet, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Because, again, this is like we predicted right here. Czech Republic this past weekend, 70,000 protesters flood Prague over energy crisis. Germany is agreeing on gas relief package for businesses and consumers with some sort of, I don't know, some sort of windfall profit tax handouts. Man, it can freaking work. At the same time again, not being publicized. White House is asking Congress, Joe Biden's asking Congress for another $13.7 billion in additional Ukraine-related funding. $13.7 billion. Again, I want to remind you, Germany hasn't even kicked in $2 billion. I want to remind you that the European Union has a greater GDP than the United States. You want to explain this to me? Oh yeah. Here we go. Okay. $11.7 billion in additional security and economic assistance for Ukraine. Security and economic assistance. $2 billion to help shore up domestic energy supplies to offset impacts. $4.5 going towards military equipment and replenishing Pentagon stockpiles. $2.7 going towards defense and intelligence for Ukraine. And then $4.5 for budgetary support. Yeah, I listen. You might think this is great. I mean, if this is what we're supposed to do. Do you think that this, and do you honestly think that this is going to work? All right, we've gone over the numbers. Here, it's just not going to work. I did get a kick out of this story. You might want to, before you sign up for something, you might want to read the contract or the fine print. Oh, yeah, people in Colorado will upset. Thousands of utility company customers in Colorado locked out of changing their thermostats due to an energy emergency. And they were outraged, yelling and screaming. Xcel Energy confirmed that 22,000 customers in the Denver, Colorado area who were signed up, they signed up for it. The Colorado, I love how they write these things. The Colorado AC Rewards Program. They were locked out of their thermostats for several hours on Tuesday. Again, just shit I don't understand. Shit I don't understand. Putting a speaker in your house. Alexa, turn the lights on, please. That is listening in on everything that you're doing. People willingly bugging their own house. People saying, "Hey, I'm gonna let the energy company control my thermostat." Tony Tallarico, an Xcel Energy customer, said that he attempted to turn up the air conditioning as temperatures creeped into the 90s on Tuesday, but was greeted with a message from his thermostat declaring an energy emergency and prevented from turning the dial. Our thermostat was locked in at 78 or 79. Some say that they were stuck at home with temperatures as high as 88 degrees. In the statement, Xcel Energy pointed out that customers were part of a rewards program that gave them a discount on their energy bill in exchange for permission to give the company some control over their smart thermostats. It's a voluntary program. Customers received a $100 credit when they sign up and $25 annually. Stupid is as stupid does. I don't tell you. Yeah, come on. Do I feel sorry? No, I don't feel sorry for these people. Freaking read, man. At some point in time, grow up. Some point in time, you got to grow up here. What you signed up for? Read what the hell you signed. Boy. Well, yeah. Again, more on energy markets, margin calls, trading, all sorts of issues. Europe's going to have to print a boatload of money, and you're going to continue to see their currencies slide. It's going to happen. Oh, and the same sense. You remember fist bump Biden, OPEC again basically did this. They did. They gave us the middle finger. They gave it the middle finger. You're like, we're gonna cut our production 100,000 barrels. They just raised it 100,000 barrels. It was like what, a month or two ago? Yeah. We want those prices back up there again. So, I mean, people, do you like it? Do you crazy greeny lefties out there? How shall I put this? I'm going to be as delicate as I possibly can. Do you like being somebody else's bitch? I mean, it sounds crude, but what other way should I have put that? Huh? This is again, we send ridiculous amounts of money to this institution every single year, and we all know the type of waste and fraud that's involved. And without fail, you'll constantly have people in op-ed pages, Wall Street Journal, calling for more and more spending, more and more money for the defense. We've got to shore up our defenses. We got to be able to counter China. We got to be able to counter Russia. We got to be able to do all these things. They don't know what the hell they're doing at the Pentagon. They actually knew what the hell that they were doing. Okay, this wouldn't happen. They didn't take into account inflation for all of our men and women that are fighting for us in the military. Major issues. It's not like their salaries are going. It's not like they make a great deal of money. The Defense Department wasn't tracking inflation's effects in budget execution. They weren't changing their forecasts with all of the data that was coming in. The department estimated inflation for fiscal 2022 at 3.9%. We all know that it's much higher than 3.9%. Again, you know what this is doing to the men and women that they're having a difficult time. They're actually recommending. They're recommending to military families. This is our Pentagon. This is the United States of America. That they go on food stamps. Yeah, they're recommending that military start going on food stamps to deal with inflation. Again, shouldn't this be major news? Because we love, we got our yellow ribbons and we support the troops. Do we? I mean, we say it. We don't do it. We don't support the troops in this country. I think there's some charitable organizations out there that raise money, but as a nation, do we support the troops? Do we allow this to happen? We all know the conditions and the things that have taken place at the VA. Okay. So, again, just stop with the BS, because we obviously do not. Hey, yes, go on food stamps. You defend the country. Yes, you put your lives at risk for this nation if you're called upon, sent somewhere, whatever it may be, by some moronic politician. And this is what we have. I actually had a couple people send this column to me. I read Jason Zweig's columns in Wall Street Journal as a kind of a personal finance guy, and he was talking about what, he looked in the past to see what stocks worked during stagflationary periods of time. And he pointed out a few that, again, a couple of them are, one of them is a foundational piece in what we've done for a very long period of time. One thing he didn't account for in his article, but he mentioned it as well. Back during late 60s, early 70s, they didn't really have a lot of the dividend reinvestment programs set up like they have today. And I know I covered it on the show this past week, and I'm going to continue to kind of beat the drum. Compounding is the royal road to riches. Best safe yields you can find. Compound them over time. You will do very, very well in all periods. As said, column I wrote, Why Dividends Now? Had to be, 2003. The title of the column shouldn't have been Why Dividends Now. It should have been Why Dividends Always. I get some fine print for you here. Some fine print we haven't gotten into when it comes to the student loan debacle that's taken place. I actually was calculating this in my mind today, and I said, I'm an idiot. I mean, I should just go out and have my kids borrow all the money for school. Just borrow it. Well, again, you talk about the amount of time. My eldest son, he wants to go on and study medicine, so he's not going to be making that much money for an extended period of time. But part of this Biden plan here, he's going to roll back borrowers' maximum monthly payment on undergrad loans to just 5% of discretionary income. And he cut the amount of earnings that are considered discretionary. On top of that, all the remaining debt after 10 years is going to be wiped out. No borrower earning under 225% of the federal poverty level will have to even make a monthly payment at all. Those earning more than $50,000 right after graduating would face trivial payments, barely denting the principal before, again, the taxpayers are going to get caught paying the bill 10 years down the line. Yeah, fine print. So basically, it's baked into the cake. Yeah, again, I borrow the money. Well, again, it depends on what you're planning on doing, but again, Sorry, I got to look myself in the mirror at the end of the day. I can't do that. Quick business story. Apple has actually overtaken Android and it accounts for more than half of U.S. smartphones. And Apple seems to think that this trend is going to continue with other wealthy nations around the globe. Android is still the world leader globally. The software designed by Google is it's given away to all the various different cell phone manufacturers. Obviously, iOS is an Apple property. Interesting to see. Apple, it was this Wednesday. They're having their product launch little shindig that's going on. And again, I like to see what they're coming up with. I'm blown away with some of the technology they have, in particular the camera. I have the latest iPhone 13. The camera on the thing is ridiculous. And I guess the one on the 14 is going to blow that one away. I mean, you don't even really need to have anything else. It's that good. Anyway, quickly on this story, it was interesting. This is an op-ed piece today. Nicholas Eberstadt in the Wall Street Journal, the Americans who never went back to work after the pandemic. And he talks about the issues that we have. Again, we talked about the jobs report and how the labor participation rate has come back, but we're still missing about 3 million workers. Talking about how there's 2 job openings in the United States. We've gone over this for every one person looking for work. My question, and he doesn't really get into it, I don't know how these people are making it. Now, he pointed out all of the transfer payments during COVID and all the handouts, but that money goes away. That money goes away, especially with inflation. How do you get by? How do these people get by? And he also gets into some of the societal issues, very similar to my thinking, in regards to the importance of hard work. The importance of hard work, the importance of getting out there. And, we talk about it all the time. Overcoming obstacles and achieving goals is a key to, again, my opinion, a happiness. It's part of our being as humans. And he talks about all these deaths of despair that we're going to continue to see more and more of because of this. And I agree. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Watchdog on wallstreet.com. Watchdog on wallstreet.com. We'll see you.